Hey, I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're catching me on my YouTube channel, True Divine 44. You can also catch me at my Facebook page, True Divine, and Instagram and Twitter. It is the True Divine for both of those. Excuse the croaky throat. Don't know what's going on there. The throat chakra's closed up a bit. Maybe need to speak some more truths, some more videos. This is part of the daily content that I put out. It's a daily energy reading. I work with energy anyway. I've always felt energy. I've always loved energy, recognized it. It's been one of my tools through life, and so I don't see why I shouldn't be putting it out there to those who will benefit from it with true divinity, with foresight, forearming and forewarning regarding your day, and just to help you get through. Of course, anything that I say, make sure that it resonates with you in your heart. The mind can play great tricks and it can manifest things into our lives if we take things on board even that don't even apply to us. So just take what resonates, leave the rest behind. That speaks for me and any other reader for that matter. Not just reader, just people in life, I suppose. You know, if the words resonate with you, then good. If they don't let them absorb into you. So this is for the 10th of June 2020. It feels like a bit of a blocked day in that the water prince comes out first and he is in reverse. So this speaks to creative blocks of all kinds, obstacles of all kinds. It speaks to a real emotional immaturity. It speaks to a triggered energy, dramatic drama, very difficult to deal with. The emotions are blocked, they're fogged, and for a lot of people it might be that they're very intense, and so you might be feeling very intensely angry and you don't really know why, or emotionally drained and you don't know why, or you might feel like crying and you don't know why. I can tell you why. It's because we are being attacked. We are being attacked globally, and the emotions are a big part of that. Part of this whole control system that has been in power for far too long. Rome didn't fall, it absorbed into the Catholic churches, and you know, it's gone on from there. We are in the middle of starting to realize the constructs, the services, all of the services that have been built by the very people that control us, take lives, abuse children terribly. And I think that's starting to really impact people. And so it is difficult on the emotions, because part of this control system, part of this Roman rule, was to introduce deities outside of self, was to introduce rules outside of natural law. And that has continued, and they've gotten better and better and better at it. And so now our emotions are almost primed from before birth to have certain weaknesses to this narcissistic rule, and they can connect into our energies, our emotions very easily, because they've watched us, they've studied us, they know what they're doing to get us in a certain space, in a certain emotional space. And so right now there are obstacles being put in place of people's flow, of people's creativity. Like the world has been put to a stop, a slowdown wherever you live, depending. You know, so have our, for a lot of people, our creativity has been stifled. And it's a huge impact to realize that you've been in any narcissistic relationship, but to know that before you were even born out of the womb, you start carrying the emotional triggers, the emotional blocks that your mother has, that your father has. And then you're born and it starts really quickly, doesn't it? The boxes that you put in, the labels that you're given. And so right now we are undoing a lot. We're undoing a lot of hooks and damages that have been sort of implanted in us, priming our emotions for certain responses depending on the time of day it is. And so you might be feeling those emotions very intensely because maybe you've had a block there, maybe you've had a trigger point there, and take it as yourself, your higher self, allowing this to come to the surface so that you can question it, so that you can take note of it and not just be reactionary to it, so that you can find where it got in. What did people call you or say to you as a child? Because this is a childlike energy, and I think for a lot of people this belongs to the inner child in all of us, in that the inner child has a lot of emotional impacts along the way, a lot of emotional damage and bolts along the way to put dents in whatever emotion that might be, to put blocks on it, to build up a resistance. So instead of emotions being balanced and always flowing, a lot of us have had pent up, all of us in one way or the other, have had these pent up emotions that we have either held in and then they explode out, or we've hidden away, and when we feel them, it's intense. It's because it's not that it's not our emotion. It's just that when we've blocked it off for so long, when we feel it, it is intense. It's like, whoa, what is that? What's that anger? What's that bliss? What's that happiness? What's that sadness? What's that sorrow? Because depending on where your blocks are, you are going to feel, because we are getting triggered and we will continue to do so for quite some time yet. So we need to get used to not being afraid of these emotions when they come up, not being like the child that has the tantrum and lets it all spill out. We need to stand up as adults and we need to take that into ourselves, question it, transmute it, and figure out where that got in and get rid of it, and then allow the emotion to be natural to you, something that is back in flow, which of course will have an impact, a positive impact on your life. So the second card is the Water Princess. She's in reverse. Obstacles of all kinds, creative blocks, bad news from youths. And so when we take these two cards and we look at the collective stage, it really is staged, isn't it? Already news is coming out, the bricks strategically placed, strange people being in the crowd of a peaceful protest, and those childlike energies that have their emotions blocked all of a sudden see people, actors or paid infiltrators, venting their anger. Bang, that block that you've put on your anger, that block that you've put on your passions comes flying out, and because somebody else is doing it, it's okay, so you can do it too. And that's that childlike energy, isn't it? Being led by peers, being led by others, being led by acting bullies who want to go in and destroy and destruct just so they can line their pockets that bit more and ingratiate themselves to this power structure that has been in place for far too long. So again, it's up to us to be adults. And when I say deal with the trigger points, when I say allow your emotions to flow and don't be afraid of what you're feeling and transmute that and find out where your blocks are, I'm serious, because this is exactly what they're using. This is exactly what they've been using for a very long time. They put a little bit of work in, a few actors here and there, and they know because of the conditioning we've had thus far, there's going to be a substantial number of people that are going to react in the predictive way that they want them to act in. And so it is for us to take hold of this, and also in our individual lives, bring it down to our children. Never mind just working on ourselves, that's great, lead by example. Do work with your children. Teach them how to move energy around their bodies. I'm available for that, for sessions. But you can do it yourself. Be creative about it. Let them to follow light around, carrying energy through their body. Get them to zap it through their toes like a superhero. Whatever it takes to get your child engrossed in this energy work. When your child is, because this can speak to, obviously, everything reflecting on everything, and children absorb so much. Even if they're locked up in their homes, they absorb the energies around them. And so you might find that children are really acting up. A lot of children have been stuck inside, away from their peers. You might find that a child in your life, or children in your life, are really trying to get your attention, but in a negative way. Stop and think and breathe, and say to yourself, okay, this is something that, instead of maybe challenging my child about it, this is something maybe that I need to think about of where this got in. Why is this child feeling so frustrated? Why is this child feeling like they have an identity crisis? Why is this child, and work with them. Let us prepare our children, because there's been much work done on our children on a daily basis, even through social media, things that you find on YouTube, things that you find in movies, cartoons. They're all, stems of the same tree that has been in control for far too long. We've allowed them, through complacency, to infiltrate our children. So mothers, fathers, elder sisters, elder brothers, aunties, uncles, part of this reset, part of you being a warrior, is for you to take dominion over your child again. Teach your child how to work with their energy, work with their emotions, rather than helping them to block it off, shut it down, not understand it. Because these are the children right now, or the childlike energies that are going out there and wanting to fight for anything, because they haven't got control of anything. They haven't got control of their emotions. They don't know what's okay and what's not okay, what identity they should be, girl, boy. They've been attacked so much. So in your household, it might be challenging right now. Take a step back and breathe. Work out a fun way that you can transmute this energy with your child, that you can help them understand things like the chakras, like the energy flow in the body. Again, I'm here to help if anybody's got any questions regarding that. This is of huge importance, because those that have been in control for far too long, they are passionate about their role. The roles are passed down from generation to generation, and the rules don't change. It's all about power and control and gaining more of it year in, year out. And so we need to be just as passionate. We need to meet their passion with our intent, with our passion, and we need to meet their preparedness, this generation to generation teaching of how to stay in control, how to abuse, how to manipulate. We need to turn that on its head and start at our home, start at our roots with our children, and start to be as passionate about that as those that are in control about being passionate about controlling them. Take back your child. Teach your child how to work with the whole of them. It will make them feel empowered, and it will set us up for a much better world, a much better reality, with creativity flowing, with childlike energies being free to create beautiful things, beautiful relationships. So the third card being is the Three of Pentacles. And this speaks to successful joint ventures. This speaks to working together. This speaks to people meshing and just getting things done in the right way. This speaks to success, celebration about things that are achieved. And it's the Pentacles, it's the Earth, it's the 3D. So all of this emotional work that I've just been talking about, all of these blocks that I've just been talking about, you do that with your child and bingo bango, you have a working team within your family home. You have a more flow in your home, more calm in your home, more celebration in your home. That filters out to the wider stage, because they can only get away with this with people who are coming from homes here, there and everywhere and haven't been taught, haven't been encouraged, haven't been inspired to know themselves, the whole of themselves, all the bits that you can't see, but when you're taught you can feel. And so it speaks to success for that. It speaks to businesses succeeding and not being burnt down because somebody's been triggered. It speaks to a new reality for those that work together well. It speaks to collaboration, cooperation. And so on the bottom of the deck is the World card. We need to be prepared. We need to be like them in a way. Everything can teach you something. And I'm not too proud to say that those that have been in control for far too long have taught me a lot, because then I know what to unpick and what to reverse and what to do to help get the collective to picture a different reality, a very possible reality. So this is the world that you want to live in, and it's the reality that you want to birth into the collective. So let it be a good one. Let it be one full of reciprocity. Let it be a one full of bliss. Let it be a one that is safe for our children, without division. My little boy, William, who never comes on camera because he's pre-teen, he's a beautiful boy. And he's having trouble at the minute with his emotions. He's an empath, a very strong empath. And he's working out how to figure out what emotions are his and what emotions he's just picking up from others and what he can then do with it. And of course, that's difficult for a boy of 10, so he does fly off the handle. It's very quick, it's very fleeting, and then he's back. But it's work. I'm having to put in extra work with William right now, but that's my job. It's our job to do so. And so, rise up, do your job, right from your home front. See what happens, see what reality we can birth into the collective when we are prepared, when we think ahead, when we get as passionate as they are and start unpicking these systems. Let the good people within these systems, the police, the hospitals, science, spirituality, let them all be seen. I'm not saying they're all bad. Those people, there's lots of people go into these services wanting to do so much good, but they get stifled, they get drowned out, they get injured. And so let's not just throw the baby out with the bathwater. Let's work together. So that is for the 10th of June 2020. I hope it helped. If you've got any questions, if you're having any trouble with a child that you think I can help with, get in touch. If you are having problems with a child who is having a creative block or having emotional fits that you just don't know what to do with, if I can help, I will. It's what we do. So much love. always happiness, and be whole, you beautiful, beautiful people. I love you all. Mwah.